YouTube, I have to wait a few seconds for the stream to show up on Twitch. There's usually a bit of a lag and they miss the first section of the program, which is why I'm talking to you right now when no one on the show is actually seeing this yet. Oh wait, no they are. It's just myself. I can't see this on my own stream. What happens if I refresh it? It'll probably show up. Oof. Poor system performance. Welcome, one and everyone, to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 290. The 290th episode of this fine program. I am your neighborhood friendly Oxhorn. Here, as always, with my suspenders set to maximum stun. Now, pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be coughing throughout this program because I just purchased a new Ozone air deodorizer. And I did all of the research. I went online and I tried to find the best anti-cigar smell air freshener that you could possibly find. Spent $100 on this thing. It comes in the mail. What it does is it generates ozone into your room, and it's supposed to cling to smoke particles and anything that has a smell, and make it decay, and then it falls to the ground. I turn it on, and it starts emitting this really rich, kind of sour smell. So I've got it blasting in my office, and I'm online doing research on it. Come to find out, oh yeah, ozone is a poison. That's right, I'm in the process of poisoning myself. The music's a bit loud, says the Dan Man. All right. How's that? That actually sounds really low to me now. How's that? Is that a good medium? Anyway, I'm sitting here, little do I know, I'm dumping all of this poison into my office, and so I rushed and turned it off, and then read all of these horrifying reviews online of people who get nasal congestion and all sorts of stuff. And one of the side effects of that is coughing, and sure enough, I've been coughing today, so that's probably why I'm coughing. Chief Smash says, new camera looks higher quality to me. No, not a new camera. I just finally figured out how to adjust my settings. So apparently all this time, I've had the exposure turned up too high on my camera. If you don't have the camera, I'm using what's called a Microsoft Live Cam. I'm probably gonna change it in the future, but apparently if you don't set the exposure to -6 or less, you get a whole bunch of artifacts that make it look like it's really laggy and slow, especially when you move your hands around. You see me going like this, and it's a little blurry when I go that fast. It used to be that it would just blur the entire screen and it would lag everything up, and that's no longer the case. So I spent a long time last week and early this week trying to adjust my camera settings to try and make the video quality better, and this is the result. I hope you guys enjoy it. I even put up a test video on YouTube of myself trying to fix this stream. We actually had some people show up and join me for Hearthstone, which was fun, but it should be better. I'm not getting any lag on my end. If you're still getting lag on your end, please try reducing the quality settings. I'm streaming at 970 something. So it's just under HD. Still not able to stream at HD, but at least it's better quality. The Dan Man says there are HEPA filters by Honeywell on Amazon that will catch and eliminate your smoke. Yeah, I'm returning this thing. It's horrible. It's made my entire room smell like this sour hay kind of smell, and it's just horrible. I hope it goes away. But yeah, I'm returning this one that I got on Amazon. I'll be getting one of those HEPA filters. Cigar says mail call. Cigar I feel humbled and ashamed. I didn't have time to make it to the post office today. I have been working all day. I've got a new job. It's a stay-at-home job, thank God. But I'm working for a company doing marketing for them, and I have been busy all day. So I did not have a chance to make it to the P.O. Box. But I will make it to the P.O. Box, and we will have that cigar in hand for next week or for the week after that. So 2 more episodes in this house. As I told you all, I'm moving soon. And in fact, I'm moving the day after next week's episode. So this is the second to last episode in this office. So take a glance, take a look around. I hope you have some happy memories here. For those of you who have been watching this show for a very long time, you'll remember the past office in my old place. And even the one before that. This is the 3rd venue, ladies and gentlemen, of this fun show, Scotch and Smoke Rings. But we're about to change to the 4th. I'll be moving here in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So, Cigar Ox, if not next week, maybe I'll save your cigar and smoke it as the very first cigar smoked in Oxhorn's new house. Would you like that to make up for me not checking my mail today? All right, we'll try that. Oh, he says that he got me for something for episode 300. Oh, well, excellent. Plenty of time then. 10 whole weeks. Because today is episode 290, right? Do I have my numbers right? I think today is episode 290. Which means that we've got 10 weeks. So, a lot to get into today. Just ton of stuff. I'm going to go ahead and cut my cigar first. So this is a really expensive cigar. I paid $10 for this bad boy. It's a Monte Cristo, and it's a pretty large gauge. It's not quite a 60 gauge, but it's at least a 56, 57 gauge cigar. And it's pretty long for such a huge gauge. So this should last us the whole show, and if not, well, I will be slightly disappointed, but look at that, a nice clean cut. So for those of you who are subscribed to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/users/classymanIam, you're going to see that I uploaded a guide on how to smoke a cigar earlier this week.
Two little blue little eyes, be careful stranger, two little blue little eyes, they signal danger, what a fright, they ignite, just like two little blue little sticks of dynamite. My little shy little heart keeps on entreating, my little shy little heart almost stops beating when they stare.
Anyway, you'll remember that in my video, How to Smoke a Cigar, I accidentally cut my cigar wrong right at the beginning of the show. So it's like a 30-minute episode where I'm showing you how to smoke a cigar, and I make a huge mistake right at the beginning. I cut it wrong, and it was a good lesson to people who were watching that for the very first time. Trevor Green 98 says, so many innuendos, but I won't. Yes, when you're smoking a thick gauge cigar that happens to be long, just refrain from the innuendos. We are classy. We are classy here on the program today. No need for innuendos. We are instead going to make this room smell better with some good cigar smoke and enjoy the excellent company. Black Jeff says, how about some smoke rings, Oxhorn? You betcha. Ramauzo says, nice YouTube button in the background there, by the way. Thank you very much. That's an award. I feel like that father in that holiday movie. What's it called? A Christmas Story? It's a serious award, or a special award. Yeah, I got it from YouTube, from breaking 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So serious stuff. Alright, I'm getting spikes of lag, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely close Chrome, because Chrome is obviously eating up more system resources than anything else. Oh, actually, it's not that bad. Oh, Skype is... Alright, so I'm going to close Skype. and blue chrome. There we go. That's a little better. BattleNet is taking up a lot too. BattleNet. I have to have it up, but why is it consuming so much of my resources? Opera is taking up a lot. See, this is the problem when you have when you work as much as I do. I've got a full-time job and a number of different clients for my business. And in order to keep them organized, I open up all of their different projects in different browsers. So I've got my Opera browser for my full-time marketing business, and then I've got my Firefox browser open for all my Oxhorn stuff, so I can be logged into all those accounts. And then my Chrome one is open for all of my consulting business, so I can be logged into all those accounts without overlap and having to log in and log out. And each one has 100 tabs open, so yeah, that might explain why my system performance is not doing quite as well as I should. So let's just go through the list here and see what can I close. I already closed Chrome. I don't understand. Okay, let's try that. Anyway, I tried really hard to get rid of all of my broadcasting issues, especially after last week. Last week we had some problems during the show, and then I did a host of Savage Lands. So you guys remember that Savage Lands is a new game that my buddies over at Digital DNA Games and Signal Studios are producing, and I was hosting some interview questions last week. And during the stream, my sound and video cut out a couple of times. So I said, "Dang it, I'm not gonna allow for this anymore." So I updated all my system drivers, and I went through and changed all. I'd spent a lot of time trying to get this right. So for it to mess up during this show is going to bother me. But I think things are going all right. Wow, Opera is just it is not as bad as Chrome, but it is sure sucking up a lot of my resources. But anyway, we can do that at another time. Good to see so many people in the chat today. We're going to have a nice extra long episode. We've got Slim Beam, Trevor Green, Ramuzzo, Cigar, Captain Maximov, NSA agent Steph Sarch. Great. Good to have the NSA in the chat. Pleasure to have you, my friend. Please don't hack into my email accounts. All right, Gentleman Badger, Elizabeth, Andy the DK, Blagdhoof, Greg McLovin, Hartung, Jonath, and it goes on and on. HT Star, El Toro Guaco, and I just can't keep on going. There are so many of you guys. So good to recognize so many faces today. And Toll Roads is here. First time here, says Toll Roads. Pleasure to have you here, Toll Roads. Always great to see new people come on in. Jonas says, "Hey, Oxhorn, I was accepted into the Savage Lands Alpha." Well, congratulations, my friend. We're rolling out Alpha keys slowly over time, so not everybody who signed up for the Alpha actually has access to it. So if you're into it, great, you won a bit of a raffle there. NSA agent Steph Sarch says, "Oxhorn, for lots of tabs, you should use Firefox. It consumes far less RAM." Excellent. Well, thank you for that tip. I didn't realize that. And I do tend to have a lot of tabs open, so I'll try to use that one for the times when I have lots of tabs open. All right. Ilicus, Rage of the Demon, says, "Yet again, you forgot me." I did not forget you. I just can't read every name. That would be... All right, my apologies. I should know better than to start reading names. If you read one name, then you got to read the next name. And then you got to read all the names, or else someone's going to feel left out. So. The Dan Man asks, "Are you passing through Oregon on this move? I'd like to buy you and the dear lady some pie." We're not driving through Oregon. We're moving actually fairly close. The only reason we're moving is because the owner of the house that we're in decided to sell it. Just if you didn't know, now is an excellent time to sell your house. The housing market has finally recovered from the Great Recession of 2008, and you can now get for your house what you paid for it back then, if not more. So now people are starting to scramble to sell their houses, and that's what's going on now. So the owner's trying to sell the house, so we're getting kicked out. We had to find a new place, and we did find a new place. It's a little ways away from here, closer to my family, which is good. It's still close enough to everything we like, and it's bigger. So we're going to have a bigger place. My office will be much bigger. You guys are going to like my new office, I think. It's going to be bigger than this 50 square foot closet that I am broadcasting from right now. That's the reflection of his monitor, isn't it? Asks NSA agent Steph Sarch. No, that's actually my wife. That's our TV behind there, and she's either playing video games or watching Netflix or something. All right, what are we drinking today? This is a good cigar, by the way. I'm out of scotch. That bottle didn't last me as long as I thought it would. It's completely empty. I bought it, a month ago? And it usually takes me much longer to get through a bottle of scotch. But for some reason, I must have had company over. Yeah, that's right. We had football or something. That'll be my excuse. Anyway, so today we are drinking some Hefe, Belgian-style beer. And it's all I had in the fridge. Otherwise, I would have done scotch. But this is what we've got. So cheers, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have a glass to pour it in. We are sadly going to have to be hobos and drink directly from the bottle today. Bottoms up.
Let's do the breakaway. Get hot and shake away. It's got the snappy of
Very pleasant, very relaxing.
Oh boy, how good it feels. You get the happiest sensation. Ride a little note.
Chief Smash, referring to one of the songs that played a moment ago, says, "This is one of those reasons this is one of those songs which illustrates why I don't put this station on when I'm sleeping." But you don't like the high-pitched German war music from the 1920s and 30s? Probably not the best. Baldock says for the final episode next week, you should pull down the curtains and see if Hippie Tom will cling to the windows like in the Twilight Zone. Update on Hippie Tom. So this is really starting to get in creepy territory here. So many of you already know that Hippie Tom goes through my trash, right? Well, last trash day, I put all of my trash out like I normally do, and I tend to wait until late at night, the night before, so that people don't have a lot of time to get through my trash. Really, the only people who could go through my trash are the people who are walking around late at night. So I put my trash out late at night. It's filled up with just all of the refuse from this house, including a big bag of all of my baby's dirty diapers, which is not a very pleasant or classy thing to talk about, I realize, but that is the nature of having children. It comes with the territory, and one must deal with such affluence appropriately. So I had it out there, and I wake up the next morning, and I go out to my trash can, and the garbage man has not come by yet. None of the other trash cans around are empty. But I look into my bin, and the bag of diapers is gone. The rest of it's all there, ready for the garbage man to come by and pick it up. But somebody in the middle of the night went through my garbage and took only the diapers. Who would do that? Like, I can't even think of a reason for that. Like, why would someone do that? Is there some sort of diaper recycling center where you can drop off a bag of diapers and get $10 a diaper or something? Like, there's no monetary reason to do it. There's no weird, like, psychological reason to do it. I just don't understand why someone would steal a bag of dirty diapers from my garbage can. And we all know that the only person who goes through my garbage is hippie neighbor Tom. So, yeah. Kind of hoping I don't bump into him before we leave. Steph Sarch says, hippie neighbor Tom is all like, I shall use this as fertilizer. That's right, I hadn't thought of that. He may be in short supply of a natural fertilizer. Perhaps he thought that he could mine some from... That's just not a pleasant thought. Anyway, so moving along, we're going to just leave that one there. Elicus Rager the Demon says, you know, Brandon, my nephew's name is Gavin. Well, Gavin is a fine name. Your brother or sister knows exactly how to name children appropriately, I have to admit. You should plan a farewell for the hippie neighbor, says the Dan Man. Yeah, I probably should. I should probably give him a peace offering. Maybe wear flip-flops and shorts. And a tie-dye shirt and a bandana. And then make a peace circle out of like potted flowers or mushrooms. And then extend my hand as a token of friendship and bring him into my peace circle. As fertilizer rains down from the house as a symbol of regrowth or something. That'll let him know that I leave in peace with all best wishes. And we should do it on the equinox or something. How are your children? My children are doing very well. Little Gwen has completely fully recovered from her little surgery. She had to get a something removed from her forehead, and now she's doing completely fine. And little Gavin is just running around and babbling and being a little boy. Just a rumbly, tumbly little kid. And when he's older, I don't know how I'm going to keep up with him, because he's already a handful, my goodness. But yeah, I couldn't be happier. They're both the sweetest kids in the world. Alright, let's get through this fan art and your messages today. As always, you guys leave the best messages and create the best fan art. So let's go through it and see exactly what we have. Alright, so this was submitted by Andreas, and he says, have you ever seen Mark Hamill with a beard? Let me enlighten your day. It's true, every man looks better bearded. I hope Luke will look like this in episode 7. Yeah, look at that very classy beard. Look, it suits him well. He rocks a beard, I have to admit. You know, this guy has done so many things in his career that I just love. Not only Star Wars, but did you know that he voiced the Joker on the animated Batman series? In addition to a lot of other voice acting, he's truly a talented guy. But anyway, I have to admit, I'm looking forward to the new Star Wars movies. He's probably going to have this beard. After all, he's the new Obi-Wan, basically. So I have all the hopes in the world. Thank you for that submission, Andreas. And then there's this from Imagine Justin, bacon sushi. It's 2 minutes long, so I'm not going to play it for you, but it's basically how to make sushi out of bacon and beef. And it's truly amazing. So thank you for that submission. Then there's this from Christina. Little Caesars tries bacon-wrapped crust pizza. The guys, they wrap bacon around the crusts of their pizza. That's brilliant. I mean, I wish you could see this up close, but that is truly marketing brilliance right there. And then there's this from Sean, and he shares with us a traditional Irish blessing. May your troubles be less and your blessings be more, and nothing but happiness come through your door. Well, thank you for that one, Sean. Very sweet, and I wish the same to you. Next up, we have your messages. So, for new viewers, you may not know that you can actually leave a message for me, and I will do my best to play it on the program. And we have one here from Andy the DK. Let me pause the music real quick so that we can hear you better. Andy the DK, you are on the program. What is on your mind?
Greetings, Oxhorn, and everyone in the Scotch and Smoke Rings chat room. Here's Andy the DK. How are you all doing? Welcome to everyone's favorite show, Quick Fire Questions for Ox. Today, everyone, the random selection for Ox has been chosen, and it is cigars. Ox, are you ready for your 3 quick fire questions? I hope you are, because here they come. Your first question is, what is your favorite brand of cigar? Your next question is, what, when you were young, was the first cigar you ever smoked? And did you enjoy it? And the third question is, what is your favorite type of leaf? Is it the Connecticut? Is it...
Oh. Did we cut out there? It says there are... All right, well, I got the gist of your 3 questions. Not sure exactly why that cut out there. But to answer your questions, all right, what were they again? What were I have such a short memory. One was, what was your favorite leaf? That was the last one. The second was, okay, what's my favorite cigar brand? And then, what was the first cigar I ever smoked? All right. Great question. So the very first cigar I ever smoked was a Romeo y Julieta. Not a Cuban, but it was like a Nicaraguan or Dominican or something like that. And I didn't know anything. And I enjoyed it, but I don't have any vivid memory of how much I enjoyed it. I just smoked it and learned it as a new experience. And if you were to ask me what my favorite cigars were, it's really hard because there are so many good ones out there. I have fond memories of Nica Libre, and I have fond memories of Victor Sinclair. Now I know that each of those brands has a number of different types of cigar, and I can't tell you exactly what one it was that I smoked that I really enjoyed. But those are the ones. So Nica Libre and Victor Sinclair.
Till your journey ends, I'll be lonely. Yet the best of friends have to part. Only promise, dear.
Blagtooth says, does Swisher Sweet count as an actual cigar? That was my first. No, Swisher Sweets are cigarillos. In fact, I think I have some. Yeah, see, it says cigarillo right there on the packet. These were a gift, by the way. I don't go out of my way to buy Swisher Sweets, but when I have them, I do make good use of them. So as you saw in my How to Smoke a Cigar video, the ash is a good indicator as to the quality of the cigar. And even though this is burning a little ratty, well, actually it's not too bad. It's more or less straight. The ash has stayed on for well over an inch. And what I tend to do is tap off the ash as it gets this long, because I don't want it to taste too ashy. What about the egg Maduro, asks Steph Sarge. And I do like the egg Maduro. The egg Maduro, I smoked one last week because it was a gift from Valorant. And it's not an everyday cigar, right? It's a very special once a year, once every 6 month kind of cigar. But if I were trying to smoke something high quality that was very tasty regularly, it would be one of those 2 brands that I told you. Greg Harton says, what's your fondest memory of your house, other than me suffocating in that tiny box of a room that's your office, that you'll remember the most? That's right. He was here. He knows how tiny this room is. Well, this is the house that both of my children were born into. Like, my wife did not give birth to them in this house, but they were both born while we were living here. So I'm going to have memories of their nursery, of the crib, of Gavin taking his first steps here. I mean, it's you know, it's a bittersweet thing when you move from a place where you've lived for a long time. I used to put up this big bouncy swing in the door frame between my kitchen and my living room. When Gavin was small, and I'd put him in there, and he'd bounce back and up and down, up and down. He had such a good time. And he would just giggle his little head off when he was younger. And that's a very fun memory. Lots of great memories in this place. Really? Okay, apparently the music is really loud. Thank you, Black Shawarma, and everyone else who's brought that up. How is it now? Let me know how the sound is now, because it shouldn't be that high. Yeah, weird. Let me know how the sound is now, the music, if you can still hear it, or if it's too loud. Insert Hastings book ad. Here, that's right, well, the tale of Cloron Hastings, ladies and gentlemen. From my fingertips and from my mind to you comes this epic swashbuckling adventure novel for people of all ages, available for a low, low price on Amazon.com and many other fine retailers. I encourage you to pick up a copy because you can do this. And that is a quality sound right there. Nicely done. It's a lot quieter now. Too quiet now. Okay, hold on. How's that? Blagtiff says, when I was a Civil War reenactor, I would buy these 50-cent cigars, similar to what Clint Eastwood smoked in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. They were wonderful for cheap cigars. That's good to know. Do you remember the name of them? Andy the DK says, Oxhorn, does Cloron have a beard as epic as the story? Well, in that story, he's not clean shaven. He doesn't have a wild beard. It's more like scruff. The man has scruff. You have to remember, I wrote it back when my beard was much shorter. Gentleman Badger is requesting my musical talents. And that is dependent upon whether or not I can actually find my penny whistle. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Good. You're in luck. I mean, we are moving, so things are not always in their appropriate place, but I did find my penny whistle. So I will give you a rendition of The Great Kodo. There you go. It's probably the best I've ever played it, actually. For me, for some reason, the more I practice, the worse I get. If I want to play the song right, I gotta just pull out the penny whistle and play it the first time, and then I tend to do okay. So how about this weather, huh? I keep seeing these photos of you poor East Coast fellows opening up your doors to an entire wall of snow blocking you in. And you know what? I'm enjoying the sun over here. That's right, I'm on the West Coast. I'm in Seattle. We are getting an unusually mild winter. In fact, it's been in the 60s this week. Yesterday was a beautiful sunshiny day. We've taken the opportunity to go take the kids to the park, let them run around in the woods, play in the playground. It's been great. But I'm really sorry that you guys are getting this huge Siberian snowstorm on the opposite side of the country. You poor fellows, I heard that it was colder there in some places than it was on the surface of Mars this week. Which, that's pretty cold. So you guys stay warm. light a fire, keep bundled in, and watch a lot of Scotch and smoke rings. That's what you need to do to get through the episode, through the week. Black Shawarma says -14 straight temperatures here right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm serious. Get some mittens on, dress up in your warmest clothes, sit by your hearth, your fire, sip on some Scotch, smoke a cigar, and you're gonna be able to get through it like nobody's business. Optic Scumper says Seattle choked the Super Bowl. Thanks for that. As if I don't know. As if my entire family and myself were not standing in front of our TV watching in horror as we completely wasted our opportunity to win the Super Bowl this year. Yeah. Thanks for that reminder. Illicus Rage of the Demon says, I just want to say, I've been watching your stuff since day one. Just pointing that out. And yet somehow I'm always forgotten. Look, my friend, I just read your comment live on air in front of many. Like dozens of people. That's a lot. So you are internet famous. Right now, there are so many people who are thinking about your name only. Illicus, Rage of the Demon. Your name is in their minds. And you have that internet fame right now, my friend, because I appreciate you. Optic Scumper says you're welcome. Yeah. Rub it in. Well, we won the Super Bowl last year, so I guess I can't complain that much. Chief Smash says, you mentioned beard lengths. You asked for a before and after last week. I complied, but you never reloaded the Facebook page to see it. Yeah, I never saw that. Did you do it last week? So the way this works is I tend to load up the fan art about an hour before the episode airs, which is why people need to get it in early, and then show it off and then not go back to the Facebook page for quality issues. I don't want there to be a whole bunch of lag while browsing the internet. Okay, so Paul. Alright, I see it now. Alright, he's got a before and after of his beard, and it's pretty epic, so I'm going to show this off real quick. And here we go. This is from Paul. And this is the before, obviously, and this is the after. And look at that beard growth. A nice, full beard, even color, well-groomed. Congratulations, good sir. That is quite a difference. Before and after. Nicely done. Well played. So he makes fun of our snow and we bring up the Super Bowl. I will keep that, says Elizabeth. Yeah, I probably deserved it. -30 this afternoon, says Jonath. Ooh, you guys, poor guys. Sitting through the blizzard. Andy the DK really wants to get Hearthstoned. I'll get there in a minute. Look at this cigar. I'm a third into it. We've got time. We've got time tonight, my friends. Slim Bean says, my dear Oxygen, have you seen Mr. Plinkett's Star Wars reviews? You know what? You told me about that last week, and I was gonna look it up, and I didn't. I'm so sorry. You know what you should do? You should link to one in our Scotch and Smoke Rings Facebook group. That way I'll be guaranteed to see it, because I at least go through everything in our Facebook group once a week to prep for the show, and I'll definitely see it that way. So my apologies, but I'll check it out. Opic Sumter says, are you good at Hearthstone? Well, I don't mean to brag, but I have burned a few Hearthstone cards in my day. And everybody watching right now knows that when I do brag, I tend to lose. So prepare to see me lose repeatedly, time and time again today. Black Shrama says, Trevor, keep in mind that we mountain people might have the cold now, but he'll get the radioactive tsunami first. Yeah, that is true. On the West Coast, I am both really close to Russia and Japan. So the next time a Japanese nuclear reactor goes off, we might start seeing some six-legged fish wash up on shore of Seattle. And if North Korea ever decides to do a nuclear attack, you know, they have a few choices. Alaska, Washington, and Oregon. That's it. You know, maybe California. But, so, there is that. I guess you shouldn't feel too bad by being dumped on the snow. At least you're far away from Kim Jong-un. I, however, am not. I'm his next-door neighbor. By the way, did you guys see the interview? I'm not going to sit here and recommend it. I saw it the day that it was released on Google Video. And it was one of those things that I wanted to see because I'm an American patriot. And gosh darn you, Kim Jong-un, you don't threaten American businesses like that. So here I am in my full American outfit. I had a trucker hat on, blue jean overalls, and then I had a red, white, and blue shirt with an eagle on it, and I was chewing on straw. And I'm sitting there watching it, getting all American pride. And then it was sort of gross. I mean, what do I expect? It's a Seth Rogen movie. Well, what should I have expected? It was gross. So I kind of just turned it off when it was done, slightly ashamed of myself. Changed into my classy clothes from my American clothes. And then my wife decided to watch it last week, and I had to warn her. I'm like, Jody, it's a Seth Rogen movie. Just so you know what you're getting into. So she sits down and she's watching it, and the entire time she's like... At the end, she didn't have anything to say. She just turned it off, and there was just this quiet, distant look on her face. And I could tell that she was just really disappointed. Not just in the movie, but in herself. That she actually watched it. She took the time out of her life and gave it to Seth Rogen on Netflix. And we have to live with that forever. Oh well, the celebrity roast of James Franco was pretty good. Seth Rogen did a good job of that, I have to admit. Also, very crass though. Just really crass. Black Schwarmer says Tom on one side, Kim Jong-il on the other. No wonder he's moving. And Sony's the Japanese company, Ox. Yeah, you're right. It is Japanese company. But it was... Okay, yeah, it was a Japanese company, but the film section of Sony is definitely an American company, right? It's not like the servers that were attacked were in Japan. They were in America. It was American money. All of the currency that was lost in that transaction was in American dollars, not in yen. So you're technically correct. But I am morally correct. Said 4437-352 says, "Where's your Scotch?" Cigar Rock says, "No Scotch, just beer." Yeah, I'm out of Scotch. I drank it all. It went by too quickly. I'm not sure if this says that I was stressed because of work or what, but I typically don't go through it in a month. So instead, today we are drinking beer. I'm drinking some Hefe which is very tasty. Cheers.
Radio Dismute is now on Facebook. Find us at facebook.com/Radio Dismute. Streaming the sounds of the 1920s and 1930s around the world.
Blagtiff says North Korea, they're the nation-state equivalent of the short bus. Not only did they ride the short bus, but they are the short bus. Is that what you're saying? Okay. No, that's fair. McLovin says, humility is the key, if that's a word. And yes, humility is indeed the key. I'll have to be humble.
Tragedy, here is my catastrophe. Tragedy, my man's gone from
Blagtiff says, Ox, have you seen American Sniper? No, I haven't. I wanted to. You know, look, I heard great things about it, and I'm glad it's killing it at the box office. You know, 3 cheers for an American war story. In all honesty, I'm not attracted to those kind of movies. Not because I think that they're boring, or that they're wrong, or that they're bad, or that my politics conflict with them or anything. If not, it's quite the opposite. But, I don't know, it's just... I just don't see a lot of movies. And it didn't entice me enough to go out into the theater and see it. Although I did see all of the clips online of the main actor, what's his name? Holding that fake baby during a very emotional scene. A fake baby that was obviously fake, but there was baby crying looped over in the background. Kind of creepy. I heard that apparently Clint Eastwood, when he was directing that scene, there were 2 babies. The baby that was cast for the part, and then a backup baby in case the first baby got sick. Well, lo and behold, the first baby did get sick. And then the backup baby didn't show up. And so all they had was this doll left for the scene. And Clint Eastwood was like, screw it, just put in the doll. He didn't care. And he ended up being right. The movie's made millions of dollars. It's really blown it away at the box office. But still, that one scene where he's holding a fake baby. It's like, really? Bradley Cooper, thank you for that, Blagtiff. Gorbla says, I saw it. It was an amazing movie. Blagtiff says, it's brutal. When you see it, brace yourself. See, that's the thing. I go to the movies to have a good time. I realize that there's a place for touching, really emotional, moving movies. And, you know, thank God for that. I'm glad that that exists. But me, I don't want to go to a movie and spend my $30 or whatever, and then walk away in tears. Or to have this big knot in my throat. Or to feel like I need to write a blog post when I get home because it moved me so much and I had all of these thoughts and I needed to express them. Because that tends to happen when I see movies, especially thoughtful movies. I saw a movie, it was a documentary called Man on a Wire, many years ago. And it infuriated me so much, and I had so many thought-provoking, thoughts, that I sat down and wrote a blog post about it. And now it's the #1 blog post on bloggingwithclass.com. It gets more traffic than any other piece of content I've written, just because I was mad at a movie. And I don't want to do that anymore. So anyway, I appreciate those kind of movies, but I don't know. I go to a movie for the special effects and the lightning, and sometimes the British accents. That's really it. Does that make me a shallow moviegoer? It probably does. The Wow Light says, OMG, you're Oxhorn. I just recognized your voice. I'm glad that you could recognize me by my voice. And yes, I am your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn. Doing this Scotch and Smoke Rings thing for the past 5 years now. Speaking of which, made a lot of big changes on my YouTube channel. Not my Oxhorn YouTube channel, but my Classy Man I Am YouTube channel. I organized all of my past episodes into seasons. And the way I did it is that every single year is a season. So going by actual years, we're on season 7 of Scotch and Smoke Rings. We're about 15 or so episodes into season 7. First season was in 2009, so the first 2 seasons don't have any videos. Because those are all stored somewhere else right now. I haven't bothered uploading them up. But starting season 3, I started uploading the videos, and you'll be able to watch almost complete seasons on YouTube. I organized them into playlists. So if anyone wants to go back and rewatch every past episode of this fine show, it'll take you 290 weeks. But that's good time, right? Time couldn't be better spent. The WoW Elite says, you're a legend. You got me into playing World of Warcraft, which led to my username. Not playing the game anymore, but the name goes on. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad that you started playing because of my humble movies, and I hope people will be able to continue to watch them for many years to come. Both Greg Hartung and Blagtip say that I can assume you're eagerly awaiting Warcraft the movie. I have been eagerly awaiting Warcraft the movie for, what, 7 years now? How long has it been since they announced it at the BlizzCon that I was at? They announced it, what, in 2007? So 7, 8 years now? They've been working on that movie for quite some time. I hope it actually gets made. If it does, I will be the first one in line to see it. Steph Sarch says, Oxhorn, have you seen The Island? I have, and that movie infuriated me, only because I wrote a short story of that exact plot 10 years before that movie came out. I published it. It's in my book called Arrow 1. It's on Amazon.com. You can get my collection of short stories. It's called Arrow 1 by Brandon M. Dennis. My story, Planned Immortality, is in that collection of short stories. And I published that like 10 years before the movie came out. Then the movie comes out and I'm sitting there watching it going, I wrote this! This is my story! Now obviously I didn't write it. People can come up with similar plot lines on the same planet. So obviously I don't think anyone really did steal from me. But it was just really deflating to sit there, watch this movie and go, oh, this is good. Oh yeah, I recognize this. This is mine. I wrote this. My story wasn't exactly like The Island, but it was similar. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's fire up some Hearthstone. Booster XD says Oxhorn is love, Oxhorn is life. All right, let's get some Hearthstone going, and then we can start accepting your challenges, ladies and gentlemen. Blagtooth0 says, are you a fan of Stephen King? I am partially ashamed to admit that I've never seen a Stephen King, or never read a Stephen King book. Really, the most I've been introduced to Stephen King books is through Stanley Kubrick, which doesn't mean much because he significantly altered the story for his movie. So, but that said, I probably would like Stephen King if I took the time to get into him.
Welcome to my end.
Okay, Hearthstone. Okay. There, what's going on here? Man, I'm just royally bollocksing this up. There we go. Alright, accepting your challenges in Hearthstone, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Crinkle says, Dark Tower, Salem's Lot, The Shining, The Stand, and Thing. I've heard great things about Dark Tower. Ulfra17 says, read The Dark Tower from Stephen King. Yeah. Yeah, I probably should. I've heard great things about Dark Tower. Greg Hartung says, much like that South American woman who wanted to sue Frozen for an obscene amount of money. I haven't heard about that. Did she win? I mean, I don't know how she could because it's basically based off of The Ice Queen, which is a fairy tale that many people know of. Alright, let me know what lag is like, ladies and gentlemen. We've got lower game settings to try decrease lag. Higher video quality settings. But we'll see how that works.
Garrosh versus Uther.
I will fight with honor.
Victory or death!
Alright, let's see here. Fancy Badger. Pleasure to meet you on the field of battle. New York West.
Job's done.
It's 1649, not 1647.
The light protects me.
Well met.
Job's done.
How's the volume? Is the game too loud for my voice?
Shields up. Red alert.
Mr. Crinkle says cigar smoking is, oh, the game volume is too loud? Alright, we'll take it. There we go. Cigar smoking is allowed on Twitch? Didn't know that. I'm pretty sure cigarette smoking gets you banned. Cigar smoking, indeed, is classier, so there you go. That, at least, is my thinking behind it.
Tadingo! Yeah, job's done.
My stream must be playing system audio or something. Mr. Crinkle, I've been doing this for, 5 years now, and the guys on Twitch have always been really good to me. I think they would have said something if they didn't approve, so I'm just gonna go forward.
They'll never know what happened.
Job's done.
Alright, Fancy Badger, let's see what you've got. The game music is stealing Radio Dismuke's thunder. Gosh, it's like I can never get it all right. There's always got to be at least something that's wrong.
Charge forward!
We must cleanse the Sunwell. Push forward. Push forward.
Reporting
for duty.
Glory to the Sindori.
Blood Knight? What? All minions lose Divine Shield. Gain 3/3 for each shield lost. Oh, you. Well done.
What now?
Job's done.
Mr. X Flied. Mr. X Fly HD says, what server does he play on? Black Shromer says, the Americas. We've been pushing for the all-natural, all-Swedish special on the Euro server, but he keeps saying no. Yeah, I think most of the fans would be saying no to that as well. Oh my goodness. Really? Tough game, Fancy Badger. You with all those bubbles.
It's completely re-engineered to give you all the great new features. The action wheels, center control steering, the ride stabilizer, and super hydraulic brakes. More size, more room, more comfort, beauty, and safety. More power, speed, endurance, and economy. 9 out of 10 families planning to buy a new car this year can now afford an Oldsmobile. For while prices generally are going up, listen to this. The 1934 Oldsmobile Straight 8 is held at $45. Is right down in the low price field. Much less. Only $640 FOB Lansing.
Well
Think of an
played.
Oldsmobile for
Black Trauma
only
says,
$640.
men tror att hela svenska folket clamoring för the Oxhorn. I seriously doubt that, but yeah, let's go with that. I like that. Defeated. Congratulations, Fancy Badger. Nicely done. Fadia says, good luck, high five. Good luck and high five to you too.
Garrosh versus Valera.
Watch your back.
Victory or death!
Well played, good sir. Well played. Steph Sarch says, isn't it good luck, have fun? I suppose it could be. I always thought it was good luck, high five.
What now?
Fadia says, I'm listening but not watching. It's good luck, have fun. Gotcha. Is okay. So I've got my internet lingo wrong. Looks like things have evolved since I was in the Warcraft days in terms of online leet speak. He says it originates from StarCraft. Okay.
Well played.
Job's done.
The cigar is pretty good. It's a lighter cigar, and I typically like darker blends. Oh, and then another question I was asked by Andy the DK is, what kind of wrapper do I like? It's tough because I really like dark, oily wrappers, and yet I also really enjoy the Connecticut seed wrappers, which are light and silky feeling. Those also tend to be a little bit more fragile, though, so... Gosh, it's between any of those two. Alright, let's see here. What damage can I do?
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Job's done.
Shawarma, what are you doing learning Swedish now? Or are you just typing stuff into Google Translate, choosing Swedish, and then pasting that in here? We can something... Oh my goodness. And then go for... Wow. Shawarma, this is some graphic stuff you're talking about in Swedish. I don't know how classy that is.
This guy's toast.
So graphic. Ett, två, tre, fyra, fem, sex, sjutton. Den var många. Bollocks. Bet. That is at least a benefit. Thanks for coming, Elizabeth. Oh, Shawarma says, we discussed this in the past. We both learned Swedish for the same reason. That's very true. The reason, of course, was to be able to flirt with Swedish girls when we were in college. At least that was my reason. I forgot it all, so it didn't really do much good, but hey. There was a thought.
Pay attention, class.
I'm ready to learn.
What is going on? Fadia.
I'm ready to learn.
Holy cannoli! Should I? It's only 3, really, if you think about it. Only 2 of which can attack, so...
Job's done.
Let's just try that on for size. I do, but the more he summons those little things... Alright, I will. Thank you, Zyberia.
I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to learn.
Oh,
Well
couldn't have planned that better.
I hope you like my invention.
Job's done.
Yeah, too bad for Twitch delay. Oh!
Pay attention, class.
Rubbish. You're kidding me, right?
What now?
Okay.
Well played.
Steph Sarge says, Ox, for reasons you must not find out yet, I must know if your hat is darker than your beard or not. Well, they're pretty much the same color. I'd say my beard is a little darker. Oh my goodness. Getting torn up. Alright. That's it. Good game. Well played, Fadia. I'm switching to a different character. I'm done playing this gimp warrior. That's right, I'm blaming the class, not my talent. What is it they say about a bad carpenter and his tools? Yeah, well, whatever.
You are listening to Radio Dismute.
Shawarma says, the best looking exchange girls were Swedish and Japanese, so guess which two languages I took. There is a sound logic there. There's a sound logic. Gulbra says I got to go. Alrighty, my friend. Was a pleasure to have you.
The light shall bring victory.
For Doomhammer.
Andy is Diablo. Let's do this.
Is someone injured?
Job's done.
Elements guide me.
Stay on target! Stay on target!
Job's done.
Shawarma says, you know, when the move comes, I shall miss Gavin's window bashing. Yes, I will too. What's this? Death Rattle. Give a random friendly minion +3 health. Oh. Alright. Let's see.
Mind if I roll knee?
Elements guide me.
Stay on target! Stay on target!
Job's done.
That's a great place, says Gentleman Badger. Why, thank you, good sir. I hope you were talking about me.
Elements guide me.
Oh, I left my sugar
Job done.
and my sugar melted away. Sweeter than the sugar from the sugar cane. I didn't mean to treat him that way. I guess my sweetest thought I was a low-down kind. I didn't
The
realize
spirits be rested.
What? Oh! Wow. What happened there? Okay. Battle cry, swap health with another minion. Daggone it.
Job's done.
The damned stand ready. What to do?
Pixelia says, Sir Oxhorn, so glad I didn't miss your show this week. Have you had the chance to try Hearthstone since you changed it over to the 32-bit client? Also loved your intro to cigars. Why, thank you. I'm glad you did. I spent a lot of time on that. And I hope people found it useful. Death Rattle. Deal 1 to 4 damage to a random enemy. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm going to extend my sides. Elements guide me. Always little time.
Job done.
And actually, to my shame, I haven't switched this over to the 32-bit client yet, which is what I need to do, don't I? So that's what I'll start working on.
Mind if I roll knee?
Job's done.
You guys are playing rough and tumble today. Shawarma says, see Oxhorn look intensely at the screen. See Oxhorn smoke a cigar. See Oxhorn wear a hat. Welcome to another exciting and thrilling episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings.
Well played.
Indeed. And I'm done. Am I done? I'm done. Oh! Why do I still do this? Why do I do this? I need to start playing Tetris. That's much more exciting than losing. Steph Sarch asks, what's the color of your suspenders today, Oxhorn? Black today. Wearing black suspenders. Haven't worn them in a while. Andy the DK says, great game, Ox. Yes, it was a great game. Nicely done, Andy. I hadn't seen that card before. The one with the 2 bombs. Nicely played.
Thrall versus Garrosh. Victory! Death! A Doomhammer.
How's the stream quality? Is my video lagging, or are we good?
Keep away from that babe. Somebody said, no, nobody for you. Somebody said, I know what. I can fix anything. When people do this, that, the other thing.
Mind if I roll knee?
Job's done.
Why have penny? Somebody said, God, Jesus, why have no sense? But while some folks talk and others fool, my daddy all come home.
The great music of the 1920s and 1930s served to heavily appreciate it. You can help it find that audience. Why not email your friends right now? Let them know about the wonderful music you're enjoying right here on Radio Dismute.
HappyMusicRadio.com.
I wonder.
Mind if I roll knee?
Elements guide me.
Alright, this will be my last game as my cigar is running a little low right now.
Elements guide
Your move, Mr. Hartung.
Elements guide me.
Hey, give me that!
Elements guide me. Elements guide me. Elements guide me. Done.
Studying intently here, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine Justin is here and says, "Hello, Oxhorn. Sorry that my internet decided to go. And shut off. I missed your whole show, but I'm happy to see you here for the smoke ship. Pleasure to have you here, my friend." Whoops. Okay.
Elements guide me. Elements guide me.
Come on. Yeah, that worked well. Oh, nicely done. Well, at least I kept the taunt. Brawl is a good card.
I can anything.
Oh, no, no, no.
I've got
He's gonna, yeah.
I can't do that. Elements guide me.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to try running it as 32-bit client, Pixelius. That might solve a lot of my stream issues. We will see.
What's the flight plan?
Elements guide me. Job done.
Oxhorn, what cigar has, how's that cigar been? Asks Andy the DK. This is a Monte Cristo, and it has been delicious. I can't complain. It's been absolutely delightful.
Elements guide me. That's not a valid target.
Stay on target! Stay on target!
Ah, he pulled a heart on. Doggone it. My one win this episode, and he pulls a heart on. Well, at least I got that. That's good. Alright, well, nicely done, everybody. Thank you for meeting me on the field of battle. Sorry, Greg, that my one loss, or my one victory, had to be to you. I know how much that probably deflates your pride. Well, at least I didn't have to suffer through King Crush. Right? He says 100 gold, get yourself a deck. Yeah, I probably need more of those, huh? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're nearing the end of this episode. What is on your mind? Let's do a smoke ship, eh? For those who are new to the program, I blow a smoke ship at the end of every episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, using nothing but the smoke in my mouth and the magnificent mind resting upon these shoulders. And, of course, the suggestions that come from you fine ladies and gentlemen. What would you like to see? Is it a Zeppelin? Is it a galleon? What kind of ship would you like to see? Steph Sarge says, Oxhorn, check the Facebook group after the show. I will. I'll check it immediately after the show. William Moore's in the chat today. Good to see you, William. And he says, Oxhorn, Staghorn, and Mortus riding a steam-powered train. The group sits in the lounge car smoking cigars and drinking scotch. Nice. But suddenly, their classy time is interrupted by a band of hippie bandits that jump onto the train and begin robbing the passengers of all their steak and replacing it with tofu. Oh. Quickly, Ox and company spring into action, shooting the bandits with their trusty bacon six-shooters. After defeating the hippies, they celebrate by eating steak sandwiches. Seems like a reasonable course of action. Shawarma says, Brandon and family head off to the Toulouse Petite Kitchen and Lounge, where they say the magic words, Shawarma sent us, is there any yak today? and get to feast upon a beef burger with prime beef specially selected from the top 2% of all corn-fed beef produced in the States, topped with cave-aged Gruyere, man, I'm really showing my ignorance there, on a rustic potato bun with fresh herbs, mayonnaise, and assorted greens. How did you know I hadn't eaten today? With a choice of salad or a heaping Cajun fries. Doggone it all. I am now ravenously hungry. Paul's Not Paranoid says, Ox is a cannibal? Well, if only beef didn't taste so good. I mean, I can imagine Staghorn sitting there at a grill, or Oxhorn sitting at a grill, whipping up some tar and burgers. Greg Hartung says, Oxhorn captaining a fell-flame jet sky cruiser, soaring the savage skies of Draenor with Gavin and Gwen, holding dirty diaper cannons upon the evil hippie neighbor, Pirate Tom, on his eco-friendly, recycled skyship while checking bombardments of hummus and tofu. I think that's what he deserves. Hodinson says, I'm late, but I made it to the smoke ship. Congratulations, sir. Glad you made it. Alright, let's see. Great smoke ships all around. It's a really tough choice today. William Moore says, Black Shawarma, you should open up a restaurant. Yes, you should. I would visit and eat there frequently. If you as a chef is anything like you as a creative writer, that would be a hoppin' restaurant. All right. Greg Hartung says he wants dirty diapers. He'll get dirty diapers. Yes, he will. He's got them, apparently. He wanted them. All right, great ships all around. I'm going to go ahead and go with William Moore. William Moore, nicely done. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Pay close attention. The ship will be there for but a moment, so get your screenshot button ready. Ah! Oh my goodness, did you see that? It was there for a brief moment and then I brushed it aside. But before your eyes, for the briefest of seconds, were Oxhorn, Staghorn, and Mortus. Riding in a steam-powered train, the group sits in the lounge car, smoking cigars and drinking scotch as the classy gentlemen they are. But suddenly, their classy time is interrupted by a band of hippie bandits that jump onto the train and begin robbing the passengers of all their steak and replacing it with tofu. Quickly, Oxhorn and company spring into action, shooting the bandits with their trusty bacon 6-shooters. After defeating the hippies, they celebrate by eating steak sandwiches. Even got the name of one of my movies in there, so thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've been so good and patient with me today. Thank you for sitting through this 290th episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings. Cigar Ox, I promise to go to the post office before my next episode, and I will definitely check out Facebook Steph Starch right after this episode airs. I'll get the replay up on YouTube as soon as I can, and until then, ladies and gentlemen, I beg you to stay just a little bit classy.